All right, so what I want to do is I want us to go on this journey and share notes, compare notes, and share best practices and motivations so that we can all, help one another progress in life, right? So this video is for the everyday person. The everyday person that's working the 9 to 5, that's in that $70,000 to $100,000 range, or right on the precipice and you're trying to get there and you're trying to improve, right? That's who this video is for, right? And so in case you didn't know this, I'm sure a lot of you already do, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to say something that's very simple and very matter of fact. The fact of the matter is this: you're going to have to stop hanging out with certain people. These people may be friends, they may be family, you may have a long history with them, but there's going to be people that you're going to have to stop hanging out with. And it's not because you think, oh, now that I'm doing this, I'm better than you. It's because you think that you're better than certain behaviors. That's why. It's not about them as people. It's about certain activities, thoughts, and behaviors that you no longer can afford to engage in. That's what it's about. Because regardless of what people may say, when it comes to progressing, one thing that has to be done in order to progress is you have to change your behavior. There are certain things that you cannot do anymore. There are certain places you cannot go. There are certain thoughts and behaviors that you cannot have where you are at. And so there are people, they might be your siblings, they might be your cousins, they might be your best friend since middle school. It might be your best friend since college. It might be some people that you was cool with 5-10 years ago or 3-4 years ago when y'all was all working that job at Target, or y'all was all working that waiter's job at the Green Turtle or some chain restaurant. And once again, it's not about you thinking that you're better than them, but once again, in order for you to get to where you need to get to and to stay where you are and to keep climbing higher, there are certain things you can't do no more. And I'm sure some of you have realized this. Once you reach that point to where you're on salary and you're making between $70,000 and $100,000, and now when you're applying for jobs or moving up for jobs, they're doing FBI background checks and fingerprinting, and they want to know every address you've had for the last 10 years and how long you lived there and who you live with. And some of these jobs that they're doing, they're checking your credit. So you got to have a certain credit score, you're at risk of losing your job. So you're at a certain level in a space and a place in life where there's certain stuff you can't afford to do anymore. Like, I understand when we were young and we was partying, we was having fun, having a good time. We might go out to the club or go out wherever and we get super drunk. I'm talking pissy drunk, right? And then we would be, driving home and speeding, and we all drunk and reckless and stopping here and stopping there and getting in street races or playing the game where you stop at the red light and everybody gets out and runs around the car, and whoever's at the driver's side when it turns green, that's who drives. And we had a good time. But listen, I'm 30, I'm 35, I'm 42. I can't do that no more. I cannot afford to risk getting a DUI or having to spend the night in jail or having to take classes and being on probation. I can't afford that. Not where I'm at right now. I can't afford to have to try to explain this misdemeanor or this petty felony that's on my record. Not with what I'm trying to do right now. So yeah, I love you, you my friend and everything, but listen, if you're still in the space where you go out and you drink past drunk to the point where you're like slurring and walking sideways or, almost blacking out, and we got to carry you out of here, and we hoping you don't throw up in the car. We got to pull up on the side of the road on the highway. I don't do that no more. So we can't hang out like that. Not that I think I'm better than you, but I don't do that anymore. I can't afford to do that anymore. I got things that I'm trying to accomplish in life. If every time we go out, all of a sudden you think somebody looking at you funny, and that every time we go out, you on the verge of wanting to fight somebody, and it's us against them, and like we gonna have a brawl like we 22. Listen. We can't hang out like that no more. Sorry. With the types of places that I'm working at and trying to work at, they want to know if I have any convictions for violent crimes. I can't afford to have an assault conviction because you got pissy drunk and now you wanted to argue with this other person and now it was us versus them. I can't do that. We can't hang out like that no more. Matter of fact, I don't even go to places like that. You know, I'm 35 years old. I don't go to the 21 and over places. The places I go, only adults would even feel comfortable going there. Only adults even really know about it. Only really adults can even afford to really go in there like that. I don't go to places where it's smelling like weed and all the dudes is getting chicken tenders and french fries or a burger. I don't do that. I don't go to, you know, it's just, there's going to be people that you can't hang out with no more if you really want to progress like you say you want to progress. It's just that simple. Once again, like you moving into spaces now to where they want to know where you lived the last 10 years. They want to check your credit score. They want 2 and 3 different references. Like, you can't be doing that. You on a 90-day probationary period, meaning you in there, but if you do anything wrong in the 90 days, you up out of there. And you just got to you can't, no. We can't do that. That might be your homegirl, but if she's still in the phase where y'all go out and she'll do something impulsive like go home with a guy that y'all just met right there that night at that little lounge or that club. Hey, listen, you might have to tell her, hey, but we can't hang out like that no more. I'm married now. I can't be hanging around, you know. I can't be that close to reckless sexual activity like that. I'm married. I can't, you know, I'm not about that no more. So if that's what you want, that's cool. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that's not right for me. I can't do that. Like that is that serious? You know, you might have to tell them, hey, listen, man, I'm married, bro, and I got a healthy situation in my house, you know, and you like to deal with, you know, obnoxious, loud, rude women, and y'all be having these volatile, toxic, drama-filled situationships and relationships. And when I have gatherings and get-togethers, it's a lot of married couples or people in serious relationships. I can't invite you to that with that girl or those types of girls that you like to deal with. It's not that type of vibe. Now, if that's what you into, that's cool, but I can't have you over here. What you got going on don't fit in this environment where we over here and we all married couples. We all family people. Like, no, we don't do that. I know the types of women that you deal with and how they like to dress, and I can't invite her over here to this house with her dressed like that, and we got these married. No, we can't do that. Or it could be a situation where, listen, I'm not saying you're a bad parent or nothing like that. I know you love your kids and you raising your kids to the best of your ability. But over here, there's a certain standard and there's certain routines and value systems and beliefs and behaviors that we are instilling in our children. And it's different from what you're doing. I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying it's different. And We just don't want to introduce different kinds of value systems and belief systems and ways of acting to our children, right? And so we can't really invite y'all over like that, because just the way you guys raise children and the way we raise children is just different. And we don't want to put a whole bunch of different competing ideas in our children's minds, so we can't really invite y'all over like that. That's what you have to do. You know what I realized? People love to talk about, oh, you being bougie, oh, you stuck up, oh, you think you better, oh, you Jack and Jill and all this other kind of stuff. And listen, it sounds good when people say that, and you might feel bad when people say that to you. But the fact of the matter is, anybody with sense, when they start moving up to the levels and stuff like that, they act the exact same way. Anybody that's smart, they act the exact same way. Because I've gotten here and I want to stay here. That's what that is. If you ever get to the place where you're making $80,000, $85,000, $90,000 and that's where you are, you don't want to just be there for a couple months, a couple years, but you was partying too hard and wasting the money and life was out of control, and so you got fired and you was there for a couple of years, but you lost it. You want to stay there. And once you get there, you want to climb, you may even want to climb higher. And so if that's the case, listen, you're going to have to separate yourself. And some years back, you might have been one of the people, oh, they bougie, they stuck up, they boule, they Jack and Jill. You may have been saying that about other people yourself when you was, trying to figure it out, making $35,000. You was probably saying that. But now that you have progressed, now it's people saying it about you, and you're like, well, hey, it's a good problem to have. It really is. Because what you're going to find out is that you're going to work very hard to get to where you've gotten to, and people are going to be mad at you because you have the nerve to live by the standards that got you to where you are. Right? Like your mentality, how you act, how you behave, the things that you do and don't do is what got you to where you are. And so when you say, look, this got me here and I'm going to stick to this so that I can stay here, people that are not ready to do that, they're going to be mad at you. Like, oh, well, you think you did. No, it's not that. But listen, you can think what you want to think, but this is what we're doing. This is how we got here. This is how I'm going to stay here. If you want to come over here, then you can adhere to this as well. Because that's the thing people always leave out. You're welcome to come over. You're more than welcome. I'm not trying to lock nobody out. You are more than welcome to join. But if you want to join me or join us, this is how you got to do it. Or we just, we got to go our separate ways. Right? Because once again, I'm not talking about entertainers or influencers, because they can have runs where they can make a whole lot of money and not really have any systems or discipline or principles. But, entertainment is a tricky field where out of nowhere you can be making a whole lot of money in a short span of time, because you're an influencer or because you're popular at the moment. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those of us who are going through it the traditional 9-to-5 way. If you're going through it and you're building up through that route, then you understand it's work and it is a process to go from the $15,000 to $35,000 range to the $38,000 to the $12,000 to the $28,000 range. Then you move up from there to the $35,000 to the $60,000 range. Then you move up from there and you're in the $60,000 to the $70,000 range. And then it takes work. And you got to be very intentional with how you live and what you do to move up those levels. For those of you who went about it the traditional way, you understand. You start off at one point in time, you might have been making $1,000 a month. And then after that, you may be been at a point where you move from there to now you're making, or were making, $2,100 a month. Then you progress from there, and some years go by, and next thing you know, you're at a spot where now you're making, $1,500 every 2 weeks. So $3,000. I'm talking about take home. I'm talking about after taxes and everything come out, you're at a point where you're making $3,000 a month, $1,500 every 2 weeks. And now you got a little health insurance and paid time off and vacation days and sick leave, right? And then you get a little comfortable there, you're doing all right there. And next thing you know, you move up to a range where now you like, okay, I'm making $2,400, $2,500 every 2 weeks. I'm making close to $5,000 a month take home. And I got dental, I got vision, I got health insurance, vacation days, paid time off, pension, retirement, And then on top of that, I have healthy relationships, right? To where you may not be married and have the whole family thing, but whoever it is that you're dealing with is healthy. Y'all not cursing each other out on the phone. Y'all not breaking up every other kind of day. Y'all not airing out all of y'all dirty laundry on social media. The police not getting called. You got healthy romantic relationships. And then you, on top of that, you done roped in your physical health. You may not be, 6-pack or, 0% body fat, but you work out, somewhat routinely. You eat decently. You're in pretty decent shape, right? You get your annual checkups. You take vitamins. You drink water. Like you're in a decent spot. And then financially, you figured out how to budget, how to save money, how to properly plan. So you're not living check to check. You got some money saved up. You paid off all the payday loans and all the, the buy now, pay later stuff. And you now thinking, you know what? In the next 18 months, I can pay off this car note and get this car note off of my monthly expenses. Then I'll have an extra, $500 to work with in the budget. You planning on saving up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You progressing in all areas of life. It takes work. Well, I don't know about y'all, but for me personally, it takes work to progress through those levels and to get to those points. It takes work. Especially if you grew up and you're basically starting from the beginning. You're the first generation to go to college. You're the first, you know what I'm saying? It takes work. And once you start to figure that out, you can't just be entertaining any and everything. No. So yeah, it's going to be some people that you're just not going to hang out with no more. And it's not because you don't got love for them, and it's not because anything like that. It's just because, listen, what you on, I can't be on that no more. Because I worked hard to get here, and I want to stay here. Yeah, drunk driving, that's not something I can do. Potentially get into a fight at a party or a lounge, I can't do that. DUIs, I can't do it. And so we talk all about politics and racism and all these other kinds of things. But listen, a lot of us, we got to just make sure we are sticking to the basics. We have to work on ourselves so that we can progress. Right? Because I'm going to be 100% transparent with y'all right now. I'm in a very critical spot in life right now. Right? I'm breaking into a new level, right? I'm breaking into a new level. And there's two ways this can go. One way it can go is I find even more discipline and I get in even better shape physically. I'm even more strategic and strict and planned out with budgeting, and I grow savings and pay off the car and start stacking up and working with my lady as a team, and we can begin the process of getting the house, especially because I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a dip in the market within the next 18 to 24 months. Right? That's one way it can go. It can go to where I'm in great health. I'm in great shape financially. I'm in great shape physically. I'm in great shape relationally, where we get engaged and we set a date to get married. That's the one way it can go. The other way it can go is you got the opportunity to level up, but you don't have the discipline to do what it takes to get there. That's where I'm at right now. I got two roads. Obviously, you know the road that I plan on going down. The road I'm working towards going down. But that's where I'm at right now. And a lot of you, that's where you are at. A lot of you, like, you're not even thinking about it like that. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of you right now, this is a moment for you. You have a huge opportunity right in front of you right now. A lot of you might not even be thinking about it like that. But trust me, some of you are in a position right now to where the choices and decisions that you make on how you close out 2024, on how you live out the last 6 months or the last, 5 months of 2024, it can determine whether you're moving up, whether you're going up a level, staying at the same level, or going down a level. How you close out this year determines whether you're on the fast track, whether you're on the route of redeeming time and making up 2 and 3 years into 1 year, or whether it's, or it turns out that you weren't ready and you blew the opportunity, and now you got to wait maybe a year, maybe 2, maybe 3 years for another opportunity to come around again. That's how you got to think about it. This opportunity that you have right now with your health, with your relationships, with your finances, with your career movement, this window that you have that's open right now, you don't know how long it's going to stay open, and you don't know when you're going to get another one. You don't. You got to treat this window like this is the last opportunity. You on your probationary period, they offering you $82,000 a year. You on your 90-day probationary period. You got to treat it like I might not get another opportunity at this pay again. Don't take it for granted. You got to really think about all the possibilities. I'm at a spot right now where my relationship is healthy, where my body is healthy, where I can do this and do that. You don't know who may get sick. You don't know if you may get sick. You don't know what can happen, right? But what you do know is you got an opportunity right now, and you're in your right mind and in your right health. You need to pounce on this opportunity right now. Because you don't know what could happen. You don't know when you could get this opportunity again, but you do have it right now. That's how I'm approaching things right now, right? I'm healthy. My lady's healthy. Kids are healthy. No drama, no issues, no problem. They in after school activities and volleyball and football and cheerleading and school. And they got their cousins and and all that kind of stuff. And and so right now, while everybody's healthy, while everything is fine, this is the opportunity. This is the time to pounce. Don't waste time. Don't lollygag. Don't splurge. Don't get full of yourself. Don't become undisciplined. This is the opportunity. This is the time to focus and dial in and double down and run through that window because you don't know when it's going to close. That's how I'm approaching it. I'm really looking at it like, listen, we're now in September. We got September, October, November, and December. We got 4 months left in this year. How you close out these 4 months could determine the next 4 years. I know you might not be thinking about it like that, but that's real. How you close out the last 4 months of 2024 could determine what your life looks like the next 4 years. So you need to capitalize right now. You can't worry about, you think you better than somebody, or now you can't hang out with us, or you done sold out, or you sucking up to the wife. Listen, you can't worry about that. Close out these next 4 months like it's going to set up the next 4 years.